All right. Pillar number one, everybody. Pillar number one of the best body reset is our goal map. So, this is where we get started. This is where we set our goals. This is where we get a journal out. One really interesting thing that I read this week about looking after yourself and meeting yourself is a part of reparenting. I thought this was really interesting. A part of reparenting is making promises to yourself. And I think that's interesting. Every day you could set a goal and make a promise to yourself. So we're going to start with goal setting. And I've got this beautiful PDF, mind you, the way I've printed it out is there we go. Hello. Beautiful PDF to get us started. So why goal set? Well, I don't know anyone in the world that hasn't that has achieved goals and not goal set. Okay. And let's even talk about failure a little bit. Like some of the most famous, influential people of all time failed numerous times. Okay. Like Oprah was fired from a newscast program. Edison was trying to create the light bulb. It took him like a group of individuals, a whole team, and they failed over and over and over again. So if you failed, if you keep failing, and I think it's Will Smith that says this, keep failing, because that is how you learn. All right. We're going to set goals. We're going to get intentional about what it is that we want, and we're going to allow all the things to happen. We'll have setbacks, we'll have failures, and that is just a part of life. So you got to write it down. Okay. Number one, you're going to set a goal. You're going to write it down. So get out a journal, buy one from a dollar store. It doesn't really matter if it's fancy or not. Write your goals down. Okay. And I think 3 goals is great to start. Don't overwhelm yourself. Choose 3 goals that you maybe want to accomplish in the next year, over the next year, over the next 12 months. And then the other part that's super, super, super important, like when we talk about motivation and how motivation, it actually doesn't exist. What you need, okay, well, motivation. Some days you'll feel motivated, but 90% of the time you'll want to take a nap. Motivation is like showering, it wears off. You do have to find things that keep you motivated. That's really important. Making sure that you have positive people around you, or even if you don't have positive people around you, listening to positive podcasts. I can always post things that help motivate me, if it can motivate you. But understanding the most important motivation you're ever going to notice and ever going to need is your whys. So understanding your whys. So why is something important to you? And when you're looking at your whys, you're going to want to break it down. You're going to ask yourself why, and then ask yourself why again. Because looking good in a bikini, it's pretty surface, right? Are your goals and whys out of love or out of lack, right? Because lack could be like, I want to look good in front of my ex or in front of other people, or have people, accept me. That's out of lack. But try to build your goals and try to dig into your whys and find and cultivate goals that are out of love. Like, I want to set a positive influence for my family. I want to feel like I have energy, because if you're in your 30s or 40s or even 50s, you deserve to have energy. 60s, 70s, okay? And it's all possible with a bit of discipline and a bit of work. Maybe you want to travel and have energy for travel. Write down your goals, but then underneath each goal, write down about 3 whys as to why that goal is important to you. Write down your whys, sometimes even pinning your whys up. Every time I look at my daughter, that is a why, because sometimes we get a lot of snow, or we get a lot, my parents need help with cleaning or yard work. Because of the lifestyle that I live, as someone who's almost 41, I have enough energy to just crush things sometimes. And I don't even know how I do it. Now I know how I do it, right? That is a great motivator as a why. That's why I go running and hiking and walking, even in -10, is because I want to have the energy for you guys and for my family to show you, like, this actually feels good. It feels good to have energy. So from there, you can even start thinking about positive ways to talk to yourself. So we have a template at the end of this goal map that you can write down some affirmations and a mantra, and it doesn't have to be anything huge or crazy. For example, an affirmation could be, I will treat my body good today. I treat my body good. I love myself. I love my body. That can be a mantra. That can be something you can affirm to yourself. You can say it. I'm going to uh, have a healthier relationship with sugar. I'm going to have a healthier relationship with food. I'm going to have a healthier relationship with exercise. That can be your affirmation. That can be your mantra. And also vision. Like a vision is something you can maybe even just one day, when you're doing your journaling, write down how you would visualize your best self. And it is realistic, right? I want you to sit maybe at the end of the day before you go to bed, close your eyes and visualize yourself at your most realistic, healthy you. Okay. And make it you, make it realistic, make it you. Visualize it, have a mantra, affirm to yourself, write down your affirmation. Some people also love making a vision board. So a vision board is where you can do one digitally or you can do one in your house. You just get pictures. Nowadays, we have everything digital, so you can print out some pictures. Magazines are almost a thing of the past these days, but you can cut out some pictures from a magazine. I really like printing out pictures and putting it on something or making a screensaver on your desktop, like a collage of your dreams. Okay. A realistic dream, somebody exercising, you exercising, whatever it is, whether it's financial, work related, uh, then it gets to the part where we're getting a little bit real. Um, so, one part of really looking after and nourishing yourself is making promises to yourself and keeping them. So, when you're finishing your daily journal and you write down, there's about 5 things I'd like you to write down every day, every morning. And again, this is just like a really beautiful habitual thing you can do for your self care. And I know it's hard. Sometimes your kids might um, just sabotage everything. That's where you take a breath, you know what you did, and you move on. Okay. But making a promise to yourself. So one section is your promise is your path. And that's right next to your tools. So you could say, today I promise to da 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 da. Today I promise to move my body. It doesn't have to be 10, just choose a couple. Today I promise to move my body, and today I promise to drink 2 liters of water. That is your path. Okay. And as you fulfill these promises, and yes, some days you'll slip up, as you fulfill these promises, you're actually building a more strong relationship with yourself. You're helping look after and even reparent yourself. Look after yourself. And then tools, like what are some tools that you could have to help you achieve your goals that you've written down? Could be a book, a self-help book. It could be this. It could be journaling. It could be a studio pass or a gym pass. It could be a course. It could be even a friend. What sort of tools do you have that can help you? It could be a YouTube channel that's really positive. Getting real. Okay. Now, we also want to talk about limiting beliefs. So, as you're doing this, we talked about failure a little bit. You will also have moments where a little voice says, you failed before. You can't do this. What if this? What if so and so makes fun of you? What if so and so doesn't approve of you? What if this? What if that? Those are your limiting beliefs. They're normal. They are part of life. They're a part of your ego trying to protect you. So allow them to be there, but maybe just write them down. Like, what if I fail? What if I can't do this? What if I'm not strong enough? What if I get in? Like, all these different things can come into your mind. Just maybe write them down. If they're really repeating, write them down. Okay. And understand that this is a normal part of life. It's okay. We all have limiting beliefs. Also understand that if you slip up, if you fall, if you stumble, if you quote fail, that's just a learning curve. What can you learn from that? Okay, you learn this. Next day, move on. Try again. We keep trying. We try and try and try until we invent that light bulb. And then writing down some new beliefs. Okay, so maybe you have a really strong limited belief, so you can write it down and then prove to yourself in your own words why you can dominate that limiting belief. So you write down, I can because. I can do this because I have all the resources to do this. I don't even need a gym. I can just get outside and move my body every day. I can walk to the mailbox and back. I can purchase some vegetables. Well, they're really expensive. We'll go to the sale rack. I can do this because, and choose to write down I can because, and choose some different reasons. I can do this because I saw somebody else do this. If you haven't followed some of the really interesting motivational stories from other people, I want to mention names, but I'll post that separately. But like, find something that where someone else has done it and done it the way you're doing it. Okay, we're not doing this with a drug. Okay, we're not doing this, boot camp. Okay, it's one step at a time. And yes, I'm talking about Ozempic. Okay, we're doing this because, again, let's just pause just for a second. Okay, guess what? If you don't heal your heart and your relationship with food, and increase your education, your understanding about nutrition, for you, guess what happens when you go off the drug? You still have all that baggage to work through. Work through the baggage now. Or even if you get a bypass surgery, great. But here's the thing, if you don't heal your relationship with food, there. So write down some new beliefs. Let's tackle our limited beliefs together. Understand that we're all human. We're all in this together. Make a vision board. Get real. Get really real and intentional about this. Write down a list of some current actions and habits that maybe you've been holding you back. So say you're eating junk food every afternoon at 2:00, and like, guilty for sure, or consuming too much alcohol, or not eating breakfast or lunch and then starving at the end of the day and ordering a pizza. Get real with yourself and write down what are some actions and habits that have been holding you back from achieving your goals. And just look at them. And it's okay, because we're all human. We're all there together. So those limiting beliefs. And then the last thing that we're going to do is, and there's a print off that you can print off as many of these as you want. And it's just a daily journal. So you can either do this in your journal, or you can print off the last page of your daily goal map journaling. So with this, you want to write down what you're grateful for. Okay, every day write down, I'm grateful that I have 2 arms and 2 legs. You know what I mean? Like, find, or people that have more limitations than you. I'm grateful for having a grocery store where I can buy my food. There's countries where that they don't have that. So write down some things that you're grateful for, that just make you happy. And I want you to write down some affirmations. So I am capable of becoming healthier, increasing my energy. I will increase my energy. I will, whether you want to gain muscle or lose body fat, I will do it. Write it down. Have a mantra. I can do this. Okay. And when the limiting beliefs come in, just repeat your mantra. I can do this. I can do this. Then you want to make a little promise to yourself that day. Okay. Today I promise to drink 2 liters of water. Today I promise to stretch. Today I promise to go for a walk. Today I promise to go to the gym. Choose 1 to 3. Today I promise to do some reading. Today I promise to do some meditation, and write that down. So it's only 4 things. So write down what you're grateful for. Speak it out. Okay. Speak out your goals out loud. Write them down. Write down an affirmation. Write down a mantra, something really simple like, I have self-control. I can do this. Okay. Then make a couple promises to yourself, because your promise is your path, that just today that you're going to try. And again, we're going to fail. We're going to learn. And this is our step. This is our first step to really making change within our bodies and our lives. And I'm really happy to do this with you. So thank you for going through this goal map module with me. Again, it's a free PDF that I can send to you and will send to you if you're part of the Best Body Reset program. So just let me know. It's beautiful, it's clean, and get started on this journey with an open heart. And understand there's going to be a bit of work, but we're in this together.